Welcome back to Keras Investment, where investments are made simple. Guys, my name is Ken, entrepreneur investor in the stock market, in real estate, and of course in business. I like to do it. I like to share to make sure that people can make the same impact financially. So if you're watching this video, guys, I appreciate it. Now, if you're subscribed to this channel, guys, I appreciate you 100%. If you're not yet subscribed, please go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Now, before we jump right into it, we have a quick video today. It's more of an update in terms of Affirm's holdings and with Upstart holdings. I've made a ton of videos in terms of these two companies, if you should buy and sell short term, or if you should buy and hold and go long term. Now, the market is actually doing extremely well today. It was a bear market for the entire week, with the exception for today. We start to see a bull run. But before we jump into more details, guys, let's jump right into it. Welcome back, guys. Now, this is important because I have stressed that I love investing in these two companies, and I want to keep it as simple as possible. Now, if you're not a big investor, that is totally okay. I'm speaking to anyone. Guys, you got to buy companies or invest in companies that can make you money in the long run. It doesn't matter what company you are investing. For example, if you invest in Tesla, you understand that the return on your investment will stock up. Same goes for these companies. You want to make sure that if you're investing in Affirm's holding or in Upstart, then the investment will grow over time, or it will grow in the short term. So this is why we want to make sure we're going to jump right into it to show you guys what's going on for the day. Now, if you take a look at my screen, we can see right now that Affirm's holding is up for the day, $18.25. This is a great achievement by Affirm's holding. We have seen up 9.1% for the day, was up as high as $18.46 with a day low of $16.53. Now, what does this mean? This means tremendously big news for us as investor. If we look in earlier in the week, we can see that Affirm's closed off high, but then it pulls back down in the $16 per share. At one point was looking like we're about to break 16, going to 15. Now, what I tell people in the last month, I've been telling everyone that each time Affirm's holding drops in price, the goal for us, if we're going long term, is to buy these shares on the cheap, right? There's two ways you can play Affirm. You can either buy low and then sell high and then rebuy halfway as it starts to climb again, and keep building more shares in the company. Now, not everyone could actually do this. It is really up to you guys to make sure if that is a system that you would like to use. But from personal experience, this has worked for me, because Affirm's holding trading at times very volatile, right? Goes with the market in terms of the news from Fed. We hear the Fed came out and said with inflation news, then the price does tank, right? These are opportunities, but a lot of people are jumping away from these opportunities. Now, let's take, for example, in the last 2 weeks, we have seen Affirm had a high of above $26 per share. At one point, I believe it was between $28 to $29.50 per share. But then since that time, since 2 weeks ago, right, if we take a look here, since June 6th, Affirm's was trading above $26 per share, but then since, we have seen it came all the way down in the low $16. What do you do? Now, what I do is I buy shares and hold. Now, for example, I told you guys, each time it drops in these low prices, buy a set amount of shares that you think you want to sell in the short term, because we understand the market right now have been very bearish for the last few months, with the few bull runs in the middle. We expect that. So we buy low, hold, and as soon as it spikes, if you're doing short-term trading, then you sell, you wait again, you buy and sell, go back and forth. Now, if you're a long-term investor, you don't need to do this. You can just buy at a price that you want to buy, hold long-term, and then you can see the profit in the end. Now guys, if this makes sense to you, let me know. Let me know if you guys are buying Affirm's holding or if you guys are staying away. Now, next stock that we want to talk about in a similar situation is Upstart Holdings. Trades very similar, trade alongside Affirm. If Affirm's holding is down, then Upstart holding is down. Both stocks trade with the same kind of momentum. The only difference is right now, personally, is the price of the stock. We take a look at Upstart, it's about $12 more if you comparing, if you want to get a cheaper price. So it's really up to you if you want to own some shares in this platform for $35 per share, or if you want to own it for $18 or $16 per share. Really up to you guys. But from an investment standpoint, I like to know my companies and love what my companies does, and this is why I am sticking with Affirm Holdings. If you should consider between the two. Now, in my last videos, I mentioned this, that between Affirm's holding and with Upstart Holdings, I'm more favorable to Affirm's holding because I have seen their service. I have seen people use their service. They're the more known company to me personally. So I trust investing in Affirm's holding because of that scenario. However, with Upstart Holdings, you cannot go wrong as well. You can make a lot of profit in the long run. The two companies really do the same kind of business, right? So it's not really much difference in what you're doing. It's the same type of business, the same niche that you're in. So the price of the shares you will see trade very relatively close. Now, I have to say, in terms of Affirm's holding, they were one of the big player, if not the only one, with the contract for Apple. Now you heard that Apple is coming out with their own buy now pay later platform. So that's the only knock against Affirm's holding. But I still think that Affirm's holding have a great potential to make a lot of profit in the long run. Now guys, let me know what you think. If you're thinking that you want to go with Affirm's holding, or if you're thinking you want to go with Upstart Holdings. Both companies to me is perfectly fine. But before you invest, as usual, do your research. Let me know what you think, and then we can go from there. Now guys, if this is the first time that you're coming to this channel, we make videos of stocks, what I'm doing, and I share my experiences. No, I won't tell you to go and buy either company. I just let you know what I'm doing, and then if you guys are in the same scenario, then you guys could decide which company that you want to invest in. Me personally, as I said, I'm sticking with Affirm's holdings for most of my long-term trades, but with Upstart, I do have some shares for the short term. Now guys, like, share, let me know what you think. As usual, it's the weekend, it's Friday, so it's out.